Coming up on Chicago Bears Now, we follow up on the Justin Fields Instagram drama that had Bears social media in a frenzy last night. Plus, has a surprise Bears free agent target emerged? We'll talk about that player as well. And listen, I've got a challenge for you guys. We're less than 300 subscribers away from 88,000. If we get there, we will do a bonus live show on Friday. So if we can get there by Friday, $2.99 away, we're going to do another live show. We're already going live Thursday as well. We'll go live Friday in addition. So if you want to make that happen, hit that subscribe button. We're publishing content every single day. I'm Harrison Graham, and Chicago Bears Now is presented by Roan. Upgrade your closet today with Roan. Tons of clothing that's going to have you comfortable and looking good as well. Go check them out. Promo code ChatSports. Get you 20% off at roan.com/chatsports. All right, let's get into this Justin Fields Instagram drama. He doesn't follow the Bears on Instagram, and I do want to make the distinction of he doesn't follow them versus unfollowed because we don't know for sure. We'll kind of dive into that a little bit more. And that's kind of what I ask next is, did he unfollow them? Did he never follow them? If he did unfollow them, did it happen this week? Did it happen 6 months ago? I don't know. What I do know is that this sent Bears Twitter into a frenzy for, decent reason, right? I mean, this is the biggest topic in the NFL. What are the Bears going to do at the quarterback position? This is one screenshot. I've checked a million times on my phone if he follows the Bears on Instagram. In fact, I will do it right now just to update this in real time. Let's see if he follows the Bears. Let's see, search Bears. No users found. I'll search Chicago. Just dot I's, cross T's. 2 random accounts. So he does not follow the Bears. Now, first of all, let's not overreact. It's a player not following a team account on social media. A lot of counters were CJ Stroud doesn't follow the Texans on Instagram. Is he going to demand a trade? We don't know what it means. I do think if an unfollowed button was clicked, that could be meaningful. We'll get into that in a second. But here's what we know. We know that he doesn't follow the Bears on Instagram at this exact point in time. He does have the Chicago Bears in his bio on Instagram still. It says Chicago Bears pipe ATL, and no, ATL does not mean the Falcons. That's the area he's from. He's always had that in there. He does follow the Bears on Twitter. Now, I will mention that he historically has been much more active on Instagram than Twitter. So there is a thought out there that he unfollowed them on Instagram recently. Because that's an app he uses. He has said before that he doesn't even have Twitter on his phone. He rarely uses it. When he does, it's usually retweeting the Justin Jones Walter Payton Man of the Year award or doing some kind of ad. What we don't know, did he recently unfollow the Bears on IG? We don't know that for sure. We know he doesn't follow them. I would assume at some point he did, but I can't say that for sure. Did he ever follow them? I don't know. And then lastly, and most relevant as we get closer to the NFL Combine, which Albert Reer reported is the Bears plan to have a QB plan finalized by next week, have he and the Bears have recent talks? Have talks taken place of hey, this is where we're at. This is how we're viewing this situation. We're going to trade you. We're not, etc. So that's relevant also. My general rule with these social media things, athletes, Allen Robinson took the Bears out of his, Instagram profile. What does it mean? I do think athletes are intentional with how they do this stuff, but it usually doesn't mean stuff. I will say this, though. A lot of the time you see them use social media is contract negotiating. That was a big A-Rob thing. It was he hadn't gotten a new deal. They were going to franchise tag him. That upset him. It was a leverage play. Justin doesn't really have any leverage. So, if he did unfollow the Bears recently, and again, we don't know for sure, but if he did, that does feel notable, right? Eddie Jackson goes on Instagram and says, all love Chi-Town, and then 4 days later, it's announced he's been released. That tells me he was told that he's going to be cut. Has something similar happened here? I don't know. That's kind of the whole point of this. We don't know. What we know is he does not follow the team he plays for on Instagram. So let me know, how big of a deal is this? Scale from 1 to 10 down in the comments, 1 being not a big deal at all, 10 being a huge deal. Go ahead and let us know down below. Coming up, we have a free agent to discuss, a potential target for the Chicago Bears, so stay tuned for that. But I do want to tell you a little bit more about our sponsor. That is Roan. Again, promo code ChatSports at roan.com/chatsports to get 20% off at checkout. Roan spent a lot of time to reinvent the male's closet with their comfortable commuter collection, breathable set of products, truly versatile set of clothing known to man. And what's nice is they get you comfortable and looking good for every occasion. If you're going to the golf course, you got casual kind of golf course wear. If you have a business meeting, you got that as well. They got their new blazers as well. Big fan of that. Excited to get mine in very, very soon. Go check them out. Their 4-way stretch fabric is going to have you breathable, comfortable. I mean, look at how stretchy this is. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of Roan, have been for a long time. Pants, polos, button-downs, blazers, they do it all. Roan.com/chatsports, promo code ChatSports, RHONE.com/chatsports, code ChatSports. That gets you 20% off. Check the comments, check the description. Get going with Roan today. You're not going to regret it. All right, let's talk about a free agent. Jonathan Greenard of the Houston Texans has completed his rookie deal. He's set to hit free agency. Could be a franchise tag candidate, but I don't think that's super likely. ESPN's Matt Bowen has linked the Bears as the best fit for the Texans free agent edge to come to Chicago. Here's a quote from Bowen. GM Ryan Poles made the trade last season to acquire defensive end Montez Sweat, which changed the Bears' defensive setup. Now Poles could add another edge defender in Greenard, who is explosive off the ball and makes plays late in the down with his fantastic effort level. Last season with the Texans, Greenard had 12.5 sacks and a 22% pass rush win rate, which was 6th in the NFL, and his instincts show up as a run defender too. Look, edge is going to be a position that is talked about. There is simply no doubt about it, and Greenard is one of those players, a player that we have not talked a ton about. Now, you look at his PFF grades this year, how they graded him. His overall, very good. Pass rush, very good. Run defense, above average. 48 pressures, pretty solid for a guy who wasn't necessarily an every down player. Now, you look at his career production, and that's where you pause a little bit. He's had some injuries. He's kind of been an inconsistent player. In 2021, he bursted onto the scenes with 8 sacks in 13 games. That was actually his highest graded year per PFF. This year was his most complete season. Played 15 to 17 games, 12.5 sacks. Was very, very good. But it's been inconsistent, right? He's never played a complete season. He's never been, an every down player necessarily. So he's kind of in that second, 2.5 tier, if you will, of edge defenders in free agency. Now, you're asking, okay, what's he going to cost? Well, PFF is having him in the $16 million per year range. Spotrac's at like $13.5 million. So, I typically rule of thumb in these situations, go somewhere in the middle. $15 million a year. I mean, 3 years, 45. I mean, that seems about right for him. He's a guy who can give you 10 plus sacks, but there are minor injury concerns. The production's been inconsistent, so I think that's kind of what you're looking at. I don't think he's a $20 million player, to be quite honest, but I think he's in that $15 million range, and that's probably a worthwhile price if you are the Bears and you don't want to go top-tier money for, say, a Danielle Hunter, which I'm still very interested in, but maybe the Bears want to get into that kind of second wave of rushers and attack that area to put opposite of Montez Sweat. Now, should Chicago sign Jonathan Greenard, what do you guys think? Type S for sign, P for pass. I like Greenard. I'm interested in him. He wouldn't be my top guy, but I certainly wouldn't be unhappy with that outcome. Now, you look at the top free agent edges. It's a good class, man. Now, Josh Allen and Brian Burns, they're prime tag candidates. I do not expect them to hit the open market. We've talked about Danielle Hunter a lot. He's not franchise tag eligible with Minnesota, so I think he's very attainable. Bryce Huff is an interesting one. Excellent pass rusher, not a great run defender. Greenard, good pass rusher, pretty good run defender. Chase Young, his highs are high, his lows are lows. I think Clowney had a great year. Obviously, he's kind of year to year at this point. I think him, Leonard Floyd, Zadarius Smith are all kind of one-year guys. We'll see what Josh Uche's kind of market looks like because he was great in 2022. This year, not so much. So does he get a multi-year deal? We'll have to wait and see. But it's a strong class, man. Like, there's even with Allen and Burns expected to get franchise tag. I mean, like Danielle Hunter in a normal year, that's a clear top edge free agent. So, I'm excited for him. Greenard's a good player. Bryce Huff. So if you get one of these guys and you're the Bears, you're feeling a lot better about your pass rush situation heading into 2024. All right, I appreciate everybody for making it to the end of the video. We'll see if there's a solution to this Justin Fields Instagram drama. Doesn't mean anything, does it not? It's hard to say. Without knowing when he unfollowed or if he ever followed them in the first place, I gotta think he did, but without knowing for sure the timeline of it, it's hard to say. It's a bit of a guessing game. So who knows for sure? If someone kind of can pinpoint that and figure that out for me, that would be great. At HGrahamNFL, if you want to hit me up on that on Twitter or Instagram. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll see you guys soon. Bear down.